Finn Balor's big evil plan just opened up in a huge way that could go exactly how he envisioned it. We'll also check out what's going on with John Cena, Roxanne Perez, and more. Starting things off with John Cena because there's a lot being teased with this direction, and there's a lot being said amongst the community about this heel persona. When John Cena first turned heel, and it looked like it was going to be some type of alliance and partnership with The Rock, fans were excited and curious to see how this would unfold and play out. Everyone was at least intrigued by the concept in some way. Everyone thought we would be going to get a three-dimensional version of John Cena's character, a complex persona that's also in affiliation with The Rock. But in reality, it's looked like we got the exact opposite of all those expectations that were set by that Elimination Chamber moment. Everyone thought The Rock would play at least some type of role in John Cena's story, considering the fact that John Cena was turning heel, but literally built on foundation of him aligning with The Rock. But that hasn't been the case at all. No appearances from The Rock ever since Elimination Chamber, not even a mention of him. The Rock does not have to appear, but even if John Cena dropped a line here and there about how The Rock did this for him, or got this for him, at least that would give some reasoning and purpose to that big Elimination Chamber moment. But as the months go by and there's no mention of The Rock at all in John Cena's story, the more that Elimination Chamber moment continues to make no sense at all. Why sell out to The Rock if he never got involved again after that night? So as long as The Rock remains missing, that will always be the main overarching issue with Cena's heel turn. But the other issue that fans are bringing up is that they feel like the heel John Cena is all out of material already. Lots of fans are complaining that heel Cena is very one-dimensional and does not have much purpose to this heel run, besides the fact that he hates the fans and claims that they made him this way. It's a very generic direction for a heel. It's literally the exact same direction that's been taken with Becky Lynch at the moment as well. So the character motivation and purpose is just that he hates the fans. Nothing much deeper there under the surface. So fans are critical of that. The other big thing that's getting talked about right now is his matches and their outcomes. After WrestleMania and Backlash, it looks like we've seen the full recipe for how John Cena will continue to retain his title in upcoming title defenses. He will always cheat and never beat anyone cleanly. So that's something that the fans are pointing out as well. Kind of takes the air out of the match when you already know what the outcome will be. The referee will go down in the match, Cena hits his opponent with a low blow or with the title itself, and then wins. So after that exactly similar finish played out in back-to-back John Cena title defenses, fans are wondering if the outcomes are all going to look the same, just like that. This is criticism that Roman Reigns' character faced too during the height of the Tribal Chief days. You just knew there was a point where the referee would go down, bloodline interference would come into play, and then Roman wins. So similar formula here for heel Cena. He just doesn't have anyone helping him. He's just cheating on his own. And John Cena's title reign is rumored to extend into at least the summer months, so it looks like we'll be seeing a couple more months of those Cena cheating tactics. But the other big solid moment that keeps hope alive that John Cena's character will be changing soon took place at Backlash. After delivering his final words to the crowd about needing better competition, Cena's face went from being enraged to being a bit conflicted. He got out of the ring, stared at the title, and actually looked pretty remorseful. He even started crying as the crowd was cheering and thanking him. He turned around and walked to the back with this remorseful look still on his face, not really holding his head up high and holding the title in one hand. This is completely different compared to how Cena walked out of WrestleMania 41. At WrestleMania, he put the title around his waist and walked to the back with his head held high and a big smirk on his face. So the fact that his Backlash walkout featured such big changes, it's a big indication that John Cena is probably starting to wake up just a little bit and realize what he's doing is not right. It's been just over 3 months since the heel turn, and that closing moment at Backlash heavily showed that the old John Cena is still in there and starting to come through the cracks. And this is something that fans called when Cena first turned heel back in March. There's just no way he retires and goes out as a heel. Everyone thought we'll see John Cena go on this arc where he'll eventually wake up and snap out of the heel persona and come to the realization of what he's done. And so far, that Backlash walkout moment appeared to be hinting at exactly that direction. Maybe the babyface turn is not happening literally in the immediate future, but the fact that they're teasing it already is a good sign that John Cena could be converting back into a babyface, at least in the coming months. Now let's get into everything with Roxanne Perez, because it looks like WWE could be setting up for a pretty important role for her. Roxanne was officially called up to the main roster again on the Raw after WrestleMania, and she did not come alone. They brought in Giulia to be Roxanne's tag team partner. Everyone thought Roxanne and Giulia would have a decent run as a tag team, but that's not the case. Roxanne and Giulia officially split up as a team after they lost to Io and Rhea on Raw. Giulia told Roxanne that there was no longer any we, and she walked away from Roxanne. So a pretty rough spot for Roxanne, because she recently split with Cora Jade, and now Giulia left her as well. The good thing for Roxanne, though, is that another family member may be ready to take her in. The May 12th edition of Raw featured yet again another big moment of Roxanne Perez and Finn Balor sharing a private conversation backstage. So now that Roxanne is lost everything and split from Giulia, could these multiple conversations with Finn lead her into the Judgment Day? It's looking more realistic following those recent events that Roxanne was put through. And what role could Roxanne play in the Judgment Day immediately? Well, the Judgment Day currently holds the women's tag team titles, but Liv Morgan is currently away from WWE right now. So could Finn pretend to do another nice thing and bring Roxanne into the group to serve as an interim tag team champion and help Raquel defend the titles until Liv Morgan is back? Roxanne and Raquel had a pretty bumpy recent past with each other, but can't forget that at one point several years ago, they were a tag team together. So could that be Finn's actual evil plan here? Bring Roxanne in so that she can reconnect and bond with Raquel, and make it super awkward for Liv Morgan when she returns to see Raquel and Roxanne united again. You can definitely see the vision if that turns out to be Finn's big plan after all. Cause that big divide between Raquel and Liv by sticking Roxanne Perez right in between them. Roxanne came to Raw barely a few weeks ago with this intention and plan of taking over with someone by her side. That plan did not work out well since Giulia abandoned her pretty fast. But if Roxanne Perez links up with the Judgment Day, she gets to be a part of the family and take over together as a unit. And although Finn will be using Roxanne to make it seem like he's deeply caring for the better good of the team, we the audience know that his intentions are not pure, and he only wants to cause chaos and tension within the group, which bringing in Roxanne would definitely do. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.